Alright, so as is the case with most decks in Runeterra, there are a lot of different ways that we could build this archetype. So this was a build around submission for Draven plus Viktor. Viktor, a new champion from the latest card drop that has the Augment ability, where it gets bigger permanently whenever you play a created card. And then he's self-enabling, making himself created hexacores every turn, which gives stack keywords on him. So Viktor has synergy with Draven because Draven creates you spinning axes whenever he strikes or when he comes into play. So I've built this deck to have a more aggressive slant because Draven's a pretty aggressive card in general, and I've included a lot of discard synergy so we can use the spinning axes proactively. So I've got a couple of copy of survival skills here at the top end of our curve. I've got some flame chompers, I've got some jury rigs, and then in addition to Draven discarding things, I've also got staples like rummage and sump dredger that don't mind discarding things as we go. We've got some Captain Pharaon here at the top end of our curve in our aggressive deck. And then, like I've been talking about in most decks right now, I've got some Aftershocks and some Scorched Earths here to be able to interact with Plaza, because that card's been very popular. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this one and see how it goes. That's true. He does technically have created card synergy. He triggers Augment 3 times. Is accurate. Yeah, I agree, Quack. Aftershock is very, very good. All right, an opponent is playing Draven Ezreal. This board looks really good with both of us playing it. I think I'm actually just going to keep all of these. Beam and Aftershock kill both their champions elegantly, which is nice. One note is that my opponent is attacking on odds, which is a little bit better when we all have 3-cost champions, but it is what it is. Crazy Slot, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Good morning. The kitty's coming for you, chat. It's not terrible. Pairs well with the spinning axe down the line. I think my opponent's timing out here, unfortunately. That happens sometimes, you know. Your doorbell rings, your cat knocks over your drink. Your child suddenly needs something. Are they back? Maybe? Sweet, they're back. Just gonna go ahead and beam this. I have Aftershocks to deal with their champion should they draw them. This is resource efficient. And now, thanks for the follow. Good morning. Gonna get Ballistic Bot going here. Get those augment generations going. Yes, occasionally your child has a Minecraft emergency. Do you play decks you're playing are exactly submitted by viewers? You're optimizing their submitted list before playing. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. If there's an obvious glaring mistake with something, I feel I will make some changes before I play it, but in general, they're pretty close to submissions. There's also things like this deck, for example, was what I call a build-around submission. So the person that submitted this just submitted the 2 champions, and then I built the rest of the deck. Build-around submissions are $10, just like normal deck submissions, Captain. just gonna go ahead and do this before I lose my my fleeting card here. We have not played Zoe Asel on stream yet, no. Cypher is, welcome to the channel. We debating trading? Okay, I'd be pretty okay with that. Go, good morning and welcome. They might have survival skills. Well, they don't have any axes. I think my opponent just has something else going on. They had a couple of pauses earlier, too. Honestly, this plays pretty good for us because now I get to go ahead and aftershock their Draven before it gets to attack and make them another axe. Dr. Brouhaha, thanks for the 17 months. I really appreciate the prime. Welcome back. We're gonna have 9 mana next turn, which will allow me to, or 9, 6, sorry. 6 plus 1 is 7. Math and stuff. Probably open, sump into jury rig here. Really sad we drew that after our bot died. Opponent's got a lot of cards left in hand here. Their Ezreal's at 4 out of 6. Ezreal getting to 6 out of 6 is scary. Hopefully they can't shoot 2 things in response here. Static Shock would be a blowout. They could have double Mystic Shot here as well. See that recent Twitch banning for streamer's kid walking in on the stream while they were away? Did the kid do something to elicit the banning? Or like what happened exactly? That doesn't sound, what you've just described there doesn't sound like an entire story.
Watch and learn. I rise anew.
The kid was on stream alone, which is against the Twitch TOS.
Sure.
Really? Alright, I guess I'll make sure to hide my webcam when I walk out of the room from now on.
Join the glorious evolution.
Ah, the man with the glowing key.
Usually the deck submission price have a positive financial effect on you. I haven't had it reduced long enough to look at the exact metrics.
Check me out.
Yeah, I mean, I assume that rule is based on child exploitation, but yeah, that's it, right? Like that's an execution of that rule that it doesn't have a human managing it, right? That's like if a robot is managing the rules as opposed to a person giving context to a situation that happened. That rule is obviously intended to not have kids streaming on their own dedicated channels as exploitation or whatever, or child protective type thing, which is probably a good thing, but like a kid walking into the room while the parent is out and appearing on the webcam is like, that's different. That's almost certainly not what that rule was intended to do or be for. The Tekkenu, thanks for the follow, welcome to the channel. That's definitely a shade of gray. Yeah, I don't know. Part of me wonders, like, if that's the whole story.
Sounds dangerous. I'm in.
I don't know. Twitch has done some pretty stupid stuff, but that sounds too absurd to be true verbatim. The article mentioned interacting with chat. Okay, sure. So like that's a relevant context point. So I probably don't have to worry about that yet, strictly because my kids don't read well enough to interact with chat. Which probably means my kids read about as well as Twitch chat reads, so you know, take that for what you will. For people that are new to the channel, I have 3 kids. I have a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 6-month-old. So, the 5 and 6-year-old, like, know their letters and some sight words, but they're not reading sentences on their own yet. Hesham, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Okay, so that beam means they have a flock or a guillotine here, most likely. Good morning, legend.
Perfection.
Land dodge, thanks for the follow. Welcome. Hey, we're actually probably dead here, right? Because they get to double decimate. I think we're a little too slow. Morning, engineer. Ezreal allowing my opponent to be a little bit more consistently interactive, much better than Viktor here. In that pseudo mirror. I'm mulligan these two, looking for some cheaper cards to curve into.
Nothing like a stink of blood and sweat.
We just sump to start here. This is the one I want to block with the most if they want to attack with their 2-2. No early plays from them seems great for us. Them not getting to get early pressure on the board means their go-hards that happen later become worse. We want to get Viktor down next turn, most likely. Get his hex cores going. We can go like Viktor next turn into go Viktor next turn into Cat the following turn and start playing hex cores. Yeah, what it sounds like, even if it is exactly what it sounds like and Twitch is executing their rule kind of obtusely, it sounds like the no-no is the kid being on camera streaming alone, basically. Samuel, thanks for the follow. Good morning. Which, I still think that sounds rather obtuse on Twitch's part, but... I usually mute my microphone when I walk out of the room, so it sounds like that. That's enough. Not have to worry about something like that. Mute hotkeys are busted. Apparently someone was banned on Twitch because their child walked into their office or their stream room while they were away. These are minors. Minors are not allowed to stream on Twitch unattended. So, like, a kid can appear on a Twitch stream with an adult, but they can't be streaming on their own. My children do not know sign language, no. Aren't there some underage streamers? I believe the age is 13. There's some age. I am not a lawyer, and it's been a while since I've read my full Twitch partner contract, and what age you have to be to stream isn't relevant to me, so I don't recall. But I've been a Twitch partner for almost 6 years, so I signed my contract a while ago.
Likes pets.
Any tips for playing its Undying Plaza decks that's everywhere? Now, I'm playing Viktor Riven, but I haven't been able to beat it with any of my decks. Yeah, how many pieces of Plaza removal are you playing? If the answer is less than 4, play more. Especially if you're playing Viktor Riven, you should be playing 2 to 3 Aftershocks and 2 to 3 of the Noxious removal one. Many of the Plaza decks that people are playing are much worse when they don't have their namesake in play. So be able to kill their namesake. And cards like Aftershock and the Noxian Fervor, I think it's called, or whatever it is, that destroys a landmark. Those are cards that are just like good Runeterra cards, even when your opponent doesn't have a landmark. So you can like play lots of them and not feel bad about playing lots of them. It's a great first keyword to hit. Scorched Earth, yeah, that's the one. It doesn't have Noxious in its name. Scorched Earth. Yeah, this deck that I'm playing, for example, right now has 3 of these and one is Scorched Earth.
Genius in action.
Are there any good competitive Riven decks? I think people that are saying Riven is bad are pretty off base. I think Riven's a super reasonable card. We played Riven Vlad this morning and it was great. There have been a number of Riven decks that are super reasonable. If you're looking for sweet ideas for Riven decks, be sure to check out my YouTube channel. My full stream archives post multiple videos per day, and then my highlights have also had a couple of Riven decks up there as well. I probably need to murder Twisted Fate here, huh? I'm gonna start by attacking for 3. Is there a Riven deck on my YouTube? Yes, multiple of them. For people that are new, I play 3 to 4 Runeterra decks every single day, so there is a huge range of ideas that get explored here all of the time. I think a Lulu as a card. I think Lulu gets outclassed. I think most of the decks that you would build Lulu into end up just being bad versions of Shenfiora.
Witness perfection, meatbags. Safety, disengage.
Culling Strike for Scorched Earth. That seems fine. Do I have Scorched Earths in the Sunny Swain on my website? I might not, actually. I should probably make a note to go through all my Runeterra decks and add more landmark removal. I do not. Yeah, I'm gonna make a note to do that this afternoon.
Come closer. I don't bite.
Do I get burned out on a game despite liking it? I mean, everybody burns out sometimes. If I feel burned out on a game, I stop playing it or play less of it. Runeterra is not a game that I felt burned out on the last 6 months, though. I also have a lot of experience playing an incredibly high number of games of the same game, so like I streamed Magic as my only game for a long time, doing like 40 to 60 hours a week of that, so like doing 30 to 40 hours a week of Runeterra is you know, easy by comparison, especially because Runeterra is such a better game. Chaos, thanks for the follow, good morning.
Never lost a fair game. Never played one. Eyes open.
Caker, thanks for the 16 months. Welcome back. I believe they need 2 more to get to pack your bags currently. I think I'm going to play Draven here, so I have decent open attacks. Drax Killer, good morning. Yeah, I agree. The Runeterra metagame basically changes every month, at least a little. Every month there are new things to explore in Runeterra, which makes it even harder to feel burned out on things. If we get packed here, we're just dead. They don't have it. So I definitely want to open attacks. The question is, how do I want to attack?
You'll find me up. Now we're cooking.
I think I want to clear their board out a little bit here.
Coming right up.
Themo Design, thank you for the sub gifties. I really appreciate that. That's very generous of you. Good morning. Random Digit, welcome to the channel. You know, maybe it's right to Mushroom here, actually, and push some more damage. They're blocking, so we'll have a chance to do that.
Armed, I'm sure.
Yeah, and like people said, you know, getting burned out on things. Like, I play 3 or 4 different decks per day, right? And the great thing about card games is every different deck, in a way, can often feel like playing a different game. So, like, my experience has a lot of variety. And then the actual variety segments have been good too. The Final Fantasy VII remake and Witcher 3 have both been a lot of fun. I wonder if we're gonna see Ruination here. These decks play that card sometimes. The chump block with Twisted Fate makes me think Ruination's coming. Just a Vengeance. Okay, sure. Do I want to iterative this? I don't think so. I think I'd rather save it to copy Captain Baron. Merchant, welcome to the channel. And then I don't think I want to commit this to the board. I think I'm just going to Ignition and then pass.
Join me if you want to live.
If you want to live. MH Rise. I don't know what that game is. If it is a single-player story-driven game, yeah, there's a good chance it'll end up on the list of things I play. I think as someone who, for a while there, I was exploring different things, but single-player narrative-driven games are definitely my favorite type of variety game at this point.
If I kill you, I don't fortune.
What type of game is Monster Hunter? I'm not familiar with that IP.
Keep up.
Hey Jeff, back after a while, jumped into Runeterra. Thanks for helping me liberate myself. The water is so nice over here. Welcome back, Wyatt. I'm glad you found your way into Runeterra. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Thanks for the 2/3 of a year. I'm gonna play the new Horizon Zero Dawn as soon as it comes out. The original Horizon Zero Dawn is easily my favorite game of all time. It is very, very good. If you have not experienced Horizon Zero Dawn, I recommend turning off my stream and going and buying it and playing through it. It's really, if you're someone that's disappointed with bugs in Cyberpunk and you haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon Zero Dawn stories, like most game stories, shits on capitalism as well, so you know it's good. Yeah, Zero Dawn is like, it's A+ in basically every facet of gaming. It like has good combat, it has good graphics, it has good stories, it has fun characters, like just hits actual everything you want to hit. If you want to see a little bit of it before you pick it up, I have a full playthrough up on YouTube. My playthrough's like 40 hours or so. Yeah, my whole playthrough was the PC version. Alright, I'm gonna give a really good life lesson right now. A 10-minute timeout is not a big deal. And if you think getting a 10-minute timeout is a big deal, this channel is not a good culture fit for you.
Time for the moneymakers.
I have a 2080 in my computer, Greco, but like I also was streaming it at the same time with no problem. So, we technically have lethal here, right? If they don't have a way to heal. We have this, this, and this. They have, yeah, Shadow Isles has healing. So like Grasp and Wail, for example, are cards they play sometimes. You died. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. The Ra, welcome. Totalitarian bunch. Oh, man. It's important to remember, chat. This Twitch channel is not a democracy, it's a dictatorship, and I'm the dick. I'm all for having conversations, just like put a little bit of effort into what you're gonna type. Form a complete thought, type more than 2 words before you press enter. This hand's gasoline. I don't even know what this hand is yet, but it's great. All Twitch channels have ads enabled on them by default. Subscribers on my channel should not see adverts. Hey, Volpert, thanks for the sub gift. Good morning. Good afternoon, almost. Yeah, Doombeast. Doombeast is a card they often play that involves healing as well. Olino, thanks for the follow. Good morning.
Can you improve perfection?
So here's a question. You said you didn't like the boss fights in Zero Dawn. Can you give me an example of a game where you like the boss fights? Because I think Horizon Zero Dawn does the component-based combat in Zero Dawn, I think is really neat and pretty innovative, especially compared to like some of the bullet sponge style bosses. What does Monster Hunter do that's unique? As someone who hasn't played that game.
Another day, another monster to slay.
Not a problem when you're...
What is Dark Souls? Isn't Dark Souls just like a dodging based combat system? Or am I? I'm not super. I've watched a little bit of Dark Souls. It's mostly like bobbing and weaving, right?
It's Draven time.
Purity and
It's dodging, countering, blocking. See, I find the random parry dodge a lot less satisfying than something like Horizon Zero Dawn.
Inferior design.
Just basic. I find the basic just like they're all just like timing based fights basically. Infamous Second Son has notoriously bad boss fights. They were really terrible. Wow, this is a blowout. So they fight here to level this, then we're gonna take 8.
I'll bring them peace.
What are my opinion on deep decks in this metagame? I think if you want to play the deep, you should be playing basically a turbo deep style deck where you aim to go deep as quickly as possible, playing things like Dredgers. We played the deep pretty recently. It's up on my YouTube channel. So I probably want to kill this with a Thermo Beam this turn. The question is, how much do I want a Thermo Beam for? I think I'm going to be greedy and chump bump into try and beam for one here. This could be wrong, though. It could be right to beam for 3 to play around. It could be right to beam for 3 to play around their +2/+2 sharp sight, yeah. I think this works out. Yeah, I'm not, I guess, and this is subjective, I'm not a huge fan of just, like, purely timing-based fights. I think they're fine, but I don't think they're, like, innovative or super novel or interesting. They're fine. Fine would be my descriptor. The Jeff and Jimbos. Do I want to offer this trade? I definitely want to attack with this, right? Honestly, I think I'm gonna work on leveling Draven here a little bit here. Gets the disappointive attack here too. I could get in with Chompers, that's true. Maybe that was better. I don't know. I want to discard the Chompers to Rummage next turn, I think. I'm more of a fan of the third-person games that, like, have a unique twist. Like, the component-based fights in Horizon Zero Dawn are pretty unique, and I like them. And I'm currently playing the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and that game has a really neat blend of turn-based and real-time simultaneously together, which is nice. The, like, dodge and parry type fighting that, like, Witcher 3 have and games like Dark Souls have, like, it's fine, but it's just, like, kind of the norm. It isn't particularly novel or special in my mind.
Time to get rowdy.
This was a great draw, because now I get to throw this in front of here nicely. Witcher's combat is kind of awful. I don't mind Witcher's combat. I think it's fine. I've heard some other people say they're not a fan of it, but I think it's reasonable in general.
Join the glorious evolution. The flashbacks will bow, Prank Maker.
Prankmaker.
Banish the unworthy!
I think I want to keep my life total high here again. I think I'm going to go ahead and just ditch this this jury rig and jump block with it. This Radiant Guardian means we're going to have to be positioned to go long this game. We're not going to be able to get under them. Thankfully, Viktor and our created cards are going to set us up to do just that.
Once I stamp papers, now faces. Our goals are greater than petty violence.
One candle for every sun.
Yeah, I played some turn-based stuff. It just doesn't feel... Turn-based stuff always feels kind of card gamey to me. And if I was going to play a card game, I'd rather just play a card game. Quick attacks, a solid hit on Viktor here. Alright, so... They're summoning these to prevent me from attacking this turn, basically. Is what they're going for. The second Draven being a Whirling Death here is actually quite good for us. Oh, you know what? I should have just Aftershocked this, right? Yeah, that's totally what I should have done. I should have just Aftershocked this. It's fine. Next turn. I don't know. I was focused on wanting to play my fleeting cards out. I wonder if we'll see them open on attacks here, or if they want to add more to the board. They are opening. Okay.
Come to the light.
Excuse you.
Inferior construct.
Judgment's not a card worth playing around. That's not a card our opponent's archetype usually plays. I'm gonna go ahead and Whirling Death using Viktor here, because if they go to kill him, I can Spinning Axe ditch survival skills to save him. Oh, they're gonna get a rally from this? Yeah, that's fine though. This is still dying. I think this turn went okay for us, all things considered. Like, I'm charging up the idiots here. Yeah, this seems fine for us.
Analyzing approach.
We can actually level Viktor this turn, right? PZ, thanks for the follow. Good afternoon. Challenger, quick attack. Hopefully we can high roll Scout next turn would be great.
Their ideas stagnate. Out with you.
Look at that. Rewarded for waiting on it. Yeah, get that out of here.
I'm what nightmares fear.
System upgrade.
System upgrade.
Go ahead. Scare me.
How do I feel about using survival skills here to kill her? I think I'm kind of into it.
Publish or perish.
Now we're cooking. What are you waiting for?
Genius in action. Can you improve perfection?
Well, survival skills automatically protects your largest thing, so I couldn't put survival skills on here. That wasn't an option. Can we kill them on opens? Potentially, yeah.
Can you improve perfection? Safety disengaged. Yes, of course. Evolve or die. Another brilliant design.
Nailed it. Yeah, really slick win there.
Maybe those other guys. Whatever.
Thanks everybody for hanging out today, by the way. For one of the new folks like Peasy just dropping in for a follow, or the Maverick, welcome. I stream full-time here. I do Runeterra stuff 5 to 6 days a week. I also have a couple of YouTube channels. One where I post a single deck highlight video every single day that highlights the best of what I stream here. And then another channel that archives absolutely everything that I play. I play 3 to 4 different constructed decks every single day. So there's a ton of variety in the content that I produce. And the highlight channel specifically is a great way to find some of the best decks that are also the most interesting that Runeterra has to offer. You know, honestly, I kind of like keeping all of these cards. Maybe Aftershock's not a keep. Keeping Mystic Shot's a pretty premium card in this matchup, and keeping the second one means I can spend the first saving my life total a little bit, and then still have another one rolled up to kill Twisted Fate.
Flee with 2 E's.
Flee! Sound is a pound. Thanks for the follow. Welcome. Easiest burn mana of my life here. The 1 point of damage is not worth giving them the opportunity to spend that 3 mana they're potentially giving up here. I think there's a good chance they were just greedy last turn, and they wanted to take 1 and then go hard to gain it back. So we just get to tempo them here by burning their mana.
We must shed.
What do you know of shedding? I've whipped up some.
The set of voice lines around Viktor's character are they're just easily the best in the game. They're so good. Get to kill the keg here so that way this doesn't kill my cat. Huh? Oh. I'm gonna start with this. See what we get.
Masterpiece.
It's a shame. Okay, so this is... Oh, can't drop below it. This wouldn't have protected for vengeance anyways, right? Yes, that's fine. This is a good exchange for us though, right? Like, Viktor made this bigger, and then we traded 5 mana for 7 mana here, basically. It's their 3rd go hard already. That's vomit-inducing. We'll shoot.
Draven time. Let's boogie.
Like a fish in water. Try again.
You pay. I talk to spirits. These are my rules.
Do I want iterative improvement here on this? I think I do. It could have also been right to like not play the Sump Dredger out last turn so I could hold up Axe skills for the Draven. I mean, honestly, them packing that early is kind of a good thing for us. Because it means, like, they've used it up at this point. which is good.
Reel me in.
Clear off.
PB Andes, thanks for the follow. Welcome. Good afternoon. We will survive.
Close.
Hey, hey. Do 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 do. Hairless apes. There aren't any hairless apes on the board, nay, Andre. Don't talk to me like that.
We playing bilge rules, son? The power of progress!
Best draw on our deck is probably Captain Pharaoh at this point.
Cursed beam! I will catch you!
Cursed beam, I will catch you. That's pretty great.
I'll buy some time.
So, I actually think I want to trade pretty aggressively here against their pack-the-bag sweeper deck. Trading the board down tends to be favorable for us, I think. It might have been right to block here, but then we lose this to a go hard. It's a good draw.
All hands on deck! Claws out! Find me a flaring lump!
Hey, Trom, sometimes if your prime sub, it takes, like, it's a certain hour of the day. So if it's not ready to prime sub now, check back in a couple hours. It basically has to happen exactly
Yes, in action.
in a very specific window. I appreciate you trying to support though, but yeah, check back in a little bit. It should be ready up for you. Okay, what if instead we didn't do that? Those are actually great.
Think I'm still like a yodel in uniform.
If we don't get packed, that was the first go hard. So they need 3 more of them to tell us to pack our bags. So like we're gonna get to like put a bunch of mushrooms into their deck and trigger our augments here.
Put on me mask, secure me tail, start the day.
Jump Wump with the relevant pandemic information. Put on your mask, secure your tail, start your day. I don't think so, Portal. No, it doesn't, which is unfortunate.
Once I start
Alright, we're not beating double.
our goals are greater than petty.
Well, that's pretty likely to get them one. Now they just need one more. Hey, Andes, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate the support. Welcome to the channel. Wouldn't be here without folks like you.
You started without me!
Well, if they don't have it, we're in a pretty good spot, right? I think we just pretend they don't have it and hope to try and kill them with this Pharaoh in our other plays. Alright, so we're dead. Devil's Avenger, thanks for the follow. Welcome. Oh no.
Analyzing approach.
Spell shield.
A game. Go on then.
Another brilliant design. I'll break this freeze.
Who's that you got there? Say your farewells. There is assistant! Wait a minute.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Hashtag sometimes lucky, chat.
My work.
Yeah, I'm just gonna bake my mana for now. There's really no reason to play these out. We weren't connecting with them. We draw like a rummage here. I want to have these in hand. We could have leveled Viktor to save him. Oh, would that have worked?
Never lost a fair game.
Yeah, I think you're right. I maybe could have leveled Viktor to save him. I don't know if that's meaningful or not, though. I guess it would have made Decimates cheaper this turn.
System altered.
You mean, like, they're digging and I'm at 10, right? Like, Baron might end this.
You pay, I talk to spirits. These are my rules.
Safety disengaged. No more talk.
Our opponent is the most unlucky go-hard player that has ever played Runeterra. Just confirmed actual unluckiest. Holy crap. Jared, thanks for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Man, that's just wild. And maybe they burned up most of their good fortune early. I mean, to be fair, this opponent did play pack the bags on turn. They told us to pack on turn 6 this game. Is rummaging better than putting shrooms in their deck? Nah, probably not, honestly. Thanks. I've been watching a bunch of your Zoe streams, loving the playstyle and the inspiration in your vids. Convinced me to switch from Magic to Runeterra. Awesome, Indies. I'm glad you're enjoying it. All right, 10 puff caps and 11 cards. Wow. I honestly feel kind of bad for our opponent. Like man, that had to be like the fraction of a percent of a game, right? Like, because that was the second time they were gonna pack, so there were like 7 or 8 pack their bags in their deck, right? I'm gonna have to stand up because it's getting a little bit uncomfortable where this horseshoe's at the moment. Alright, so we get a rematch here, see if we can still win even when we're not incredibly lucky. Get rid of the rummage. I'm gonna keep the rest of these, I think. We're attacking on odds. Perfect. This kind of makes me wish I would have kept the rummage.
Come closer. I don't bite. We could use a bite.
You don't have to lie to me, Elise. You can tell me you bite. We don't kink shame here.
You dare.
Donovan, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel.
Safety disengaged.
Oh, burn.
What's the significant difference there is to attacking on odds versus attacking on evens? It kind of dictates what turns you're attacking on, can dictate which cards are better for you to have in your opening hand. For example, if you want to be applying pressure and you have odd-costed cards, attacking on odds is better, whereas Elise is a card that's much better attacking on evens. I think I'm fine taking that attack into this here. Yeah, maybe that's wrong with Elise in play. Carnage Time, thanks for the follow. And Grimjows, welcome to the channel, folks.
System upgrade.
You won't suffer long.
I don't think I want to run this into a spider again this turn. I think we just say okay, and then we drop Viktor and we start charging up our augments here.
The flashbacks will bow, Great Maker. Safety disengaged.
Rummage is probably one of the best draws in our deck at this point with these two in hand. Maybe it might have been right to mulligan this instead of the rummage, honestly.
A game. Go on then.
System upgrade.
Let's see what we roll on Viktor to start here. Spell Shield's not a terrible one. I'm gonna pop it here with the Go Hard. I did see the Draven Zoe deck. I'm a little bit biased, but that deck looks incredibly sweet. Yeah, could see Vengeance this turn. I think I'm gonna pass and see what they do. Put the onus on them. If they're going to Vengeance, I can play the other Viktor here.
Like a fish in water.
System upgrade. Fire till nothing moves.
I think Yasuo decks are somewhat viable. I think Yasuo Leona is super reasonable. We're actually going to try a Zoe Yasuo viewer submission as the deck after this one. I haven't played that before. Interested to see how that works out. But I think Leona with Yasuo is super decent. We've not played Field of Zoe yet. That'll probably be up tomorrow.
Time to get rest.
Inferior design.
I like blocking aggressively here because this is just going to end up dying to a Pack the Bags at some point anyways.
So young.
No.
Once I stand papers, now faces.
Our goals are greater than petty violence.
I'm always up for a round or two. Hold it, partner.
If you're someone that's new to the channel, by the way, and you're wondering about the upcoming decks that we're going to be playing, you can check out the stream queue on my website. It has all of the decks listed there nicely. They are played in the order of their point total in there. And if you see a deck in there that's sweet and you want to see it played on stream sooner, you can utilize channel points as well as bit cheers or donations to move decks up higher in the queue. A lot of the content that we produce here is very community focused, so the community gets to dictate what we play when we play it. You know what? I should probably open on Hexcore here so I can try and hit Spell Shield before they tell me to pack my bags. I'm not sure we're going to be able to beat pack here, though.
Analyzing a
Lifesteal's actually a really good hit here. If we get to attack it, but buffering our life total backup is very valuable here. Yeah, the Hexcore upgrades are similar to the Tom Kench things. The Hexcores are specific to the idiot that made them, I believe. Yeah, I could Hexcore and Mystic Shot simultaneously. Yep. Is it possible to donate to move something down out of spite? It is not. Well, I mean, you could technically donate to move everything else up, which is kind of like moving one deck down. So if you really wanted to spite somebody, you could send me a bunch of money.
Can you improve perfection?
Gotta go with the flow.
You know, honestly, I think we're just gonna do this and play a 3-3 here, huh?
Keep up, keep up.
Magus Edge, thank you for the 10 months. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Spite is expensive. Yeah, being able to draw Rummage was one of our best draws here, so being able to pick that up feels great. They're going to tell us to pack our bags here, I assume. I think when they tell us to pack... That's interesting. What are champions you can't go wrong with crafting? Zoe. Zoe's lovely. I have access to the Channel Point Casino, but I've decided not to enable it. Everybody on Twitch has access to the points gambling at this point. That's really good. Holy crap.
Let's do this.
I'm gonna dig for a Mystic Shot here, I think. Okay. Alright. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Staying alive. Staying alive. Wow, that's a good RNG.
Try again.
Now we're dead to pack.
System upgrade.
Woof.
Gotta go with the flow.
And that's statistically a pack the bags. And even if not, this matchup seems real bad for us. We have a ton of cheap units that just get chewed up by their board. I keep kind of flooding on like discard payoffs, flame chompers plus jury rig plus survival skills. I think it's too many things I want to be discarding. I'm gonna go ahead and cut these. They haven't been particularly exciting. Maybe go up a beam as an extra piece of cheap interaction. And honestly, just a Captain Baron. Captain Baron lives up to his voice line in end games fairly often. So the problem with channel point gambling is it enables people to collect shillings very quickly, which that has the potential to cause inflation in the deck queue if I enable channel point gambling. And if the channel queue gets too inflated from people having too many points, then people who spend actual money on the stream queue get less value for their actual money. So there's a little bit of a balance there. A lot of people that like use channel points don't have something that tangible that you can get from using channel points. They just have like silly things. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel.
I have the best job.
With a little time, I'll have a breakthrough.
The man is keeping us down. I do have your number. The streamer won't let me gamble more than I already do opening packs in Hearthstone. Beats. If they have a +2/+2 here, we have a Mystic Shot, so it's like not a big deal. This isn't even good because I have this. They have like a single combat they're going to use here.
Now we're cooking.
I think this exchange is fine for us overall. Like we got a premium combat trick and a single combat out of them there. Next turn we'll get to go chump Wumpy into rummage through the mushrooms, get some real cards going on.
Put on me mask, secure me tail, start the day.
Start the day.
Unyielding light.
Why'd you discard Ignite instead of the 0-1 or 0-2 on turn 2 and you had exactly 1 mana last game? They'll spawn eventually and you'll discard them. The spell, banking spell mana for later turns is very important in Runeterra a lot of the time. So you'll often see me prioritize saving spell mana, especially early, as opposed to spending all of my resources every single turn. Because in Runeterra, you can take it with you up to a certain point. And the flexibility that having some spell mana banked gives you is often very valuable. Yeah, I wish Twitch had a slightly shorter follower time. Like, if there was like a 3-minute follower time or like a 5-minute follower time, I would definitely use one of those. But unfortunately, if you get a few hundred viewers on Twitch and you don't have follower mode enabled, you get spam bots pretty consistently in your chat. So this is not particularly exciting yet. Hopefully we find an android to go with this. So we've got four ways to kill landmarks in our deck. Let's try and find one of them. Well, we found the Niandroid at least. I'm just passing for now because they're definitely attacking. Yeah, what are the mod settings? The follower times options are 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. 10 minutes is literally the shortest. How imperative is Diana in the Zoe Starlit Seer deck? It's not super necessary. If you need to budget Diana, you could definitely budget Diana in that deck. Watlock, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. I think unlike a lot of, Diana's just like a good card. And honestly, it's kind of funny to say, Diana's best use in that deck is because she turns into more Pale Cascades, which is kind of funny. Yeah, having access to more Pale Cascades is real big game in that deck.
Is a weakness we must shed.
Really unfortunate that we're 12 cards into our deck without any of our 4 ways to kill this Grand Plaza. And honestly could be right to have 5 or even 6 ways to kill it, because their deck gets much worse.
Even the greatest mind likes pets.
I would like to see the cost on pack your bags increase to at least 4, and I would like something to change Shen Fiora. I think there's like a dozen different changes they can make to Shen Fiora. I'm not particularly, I don't think I'm particularly specific about which one. What is follower time? How long someone has to be following my Twitch channel before they can post a message in chat. So currently, if you haven't been following my channel for at least 10 minutes, you can't post in chat. Which is a little bit of a drag for newer people, but like I mentioned, it's there to combat spam for the most part. Well, Viktor gonna die. Imagine this, why did you make that play on November 23rd? I mean, to be fair, I often go back and answer questions about plays I'd made on previous days on my YouTube channel. Which, speaking of, something that I think is a little bit different for people that are new to the channel, I'm very engaged with my community here. So, like, for example, if you're a new sub, I have a Discord server that I'm active in along with the rest of the community. I also try and read almost every comment that gets posted on my YouTube channel. So, if you want a good way to engage or pick my brain while I'm offline, a good way to do that is leaving comments on the videos there. Fair warning that both of those places adhere to my pretty strict moderation policies as well, though. So if you're gonna post nonsense, you'll lose your ability to post there, just like here. So I think this is just iterative improve. The fact that this card can just be extra Captain Pharaons when we want more Captain Pharaons is so great. I mean, it's technically a 9/9 for 10, right? In actuality. But yeah, still a pretty good rate, all things considered. Yeah, plus all of these lovelies. I think we're either gonna win or lose before we can do whatever he's gonna do, I think. We are playing 3 actual copies of Pharaon, to be fair. So we've got 2 iterative improvements and 3 actual Pharaons. Do you have Aurelion Soul? And their deck has a lot of healing. Wow, and getting to Aftershock here sounds great. Are we starting the Decimate train this turn? I feel like the answer is no. Is it crazy to Viktor Niandroid here? I feel like it's not.
What do you know of shedding?
Radiant strike!
Extinguish or perish.
I could have also been right to just sub Treasure this turn. I don't know if that's right. That might be wrong, but I don't know. I don't know.
This is one of the record books.
I've licked my wounds too long. I'll give you pets.
All right, we're not playing that one.
What is this?
Man! Stupid, random, elusive idiots. Yeah, I think that's the line, right? It's like double decimate, peel Mystic off the top. I mean, they could, yeah, but like that's our out, chat. Again, like the question isn't what can you beat or not beat. It's like, what is my only line to win? My only line to win is play double decimate, hope to draw Mystic Shot and kill them. So if they have heal, we miss and don't get to kill them there, but our only out is playing like they don't have it and trying to hit that sequence there against the double elusives. Bada, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. It was honestly kind of impressive how far in that game we were, considering how long they had Plaza. I'm full mulliganing here for Aftershocks because this is another Plaza deck. Like I said, I mentioned earlier, there's a good chance we want a 5th piece of landmark removal.
The one true light. Devotion to battle.
The cycle into Rummage and the cats wasn't better. Well, they had 2 lethal elusive threats, and I'd already played 2 cats. So no, that doesn't seem like a very good play.
Superior life form. Safety disengaged.
Punish transgressions.
Okay, just take 2 here. And then they're burning way more mana than me here, so I'm just gonna pass. If they play another Plaza, I want to kill it again.
The dawn has arrived.
Just a Leona, sure. Okay, I think we play Viktor out here then.
Improve perfection.
You can find the current deck list by typing !deck in chat,
Evolution.
or by checking on the overlay.
Will bow, Break Maker. Safety Disengage.
Clad in shining sunlight.
I'd rather have Hex Core upgrade than Ignition here.
Devotion through battle.
Improve perfection.
Analyzing a problem.
Forward in the name of the Solari.
Primed and ready. Safety disengage.
Start with the Hex Core upgrade and see what we get. The morning light as a fog is interesting.
Behold the divine power of the sun.
Yeah, maybe they have another one here. They just didn't want me to be able to get an attack in.
Bask in the light's radiance.
Genius.
And then I think at this point I don't need 2 Pharaon, so I'm going to bin the second one along with this and get some more cards going here. Be a little bit resource efficient for the turn as well. Lost 230,000 channel points to another channel. Yep.
Can you improve perfection?
The sun's splendor revealed.
Matter is perfection.
Huh? Beaming down the dragon seems really inefficient. Six, 7, 8, 9. I can play this and then play some created cards after. So I can like chump block the dragon, block something else with this, or just pass it. Deal. Meow.
All evolution will converge to machines. Energy core upgraded.
System upgrade. Primed and ready. Safety disengaged.
Elusive? Fearsome.
Your favorite star. I created it.
We need to hit them for a good point of damage here. You assume they have Hush? Why? What assumption are what did they do that would indicate that they have Hush? What play have they made? Or do we just think they have Hush because it's the worst possible card they could have for us, and chat likes to assume their opponents always have the best possible card at every possible moment?
Perfection.
Is it maybe a little bit of that?
Take the gift to the gun show.
Time for the main event.
Nailed it, yep. When does your opponent have it always? When do you have it never? It's a little bit of those feels. So I can give all of these 3 more attack here, potentially. Snap Keep, thank you for the 8 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around.
No mercy for heretics.
I think I want to just, I think I want to just go ahead and make this bigger, right? And crunch in here. Hey, Boot. Thanks for the 13 months. Survival skills doesn't accomplish anything. Survival skills gives your strongest ally a bonus, and he is not currently my strongest ally.
Oh, that's a hobbit right there. You hoping they'll die of boredom?
Also, like, and so, like, there's the they have hush. There's two parts to the they have hush thought. The first is like, okay, if one, you heard the question I asked is, what play have they made to indicate that they could have hush? Why is that something worth playing around? And the second is, even if they have hush, am I not supposed to attack there? Because I definitely need to end the game. I can't go long against Aurelion Sol.
The light of my star.
Should have rolled Spell Shield. That's the real big brain play. Should have rolled Spell Shield. I think at this point, we aftershock this to try and prevent them from... Actually, do we do that? Or do we kill their elusive? I think I kill the elusive, actually, right? So we can try and punk them with Niandroids next turn. Play survival skills for Quag? Nah, I don't think so. Man, that's brutal. And again, for people that don't know what this card does, because people keep suggesting I do things with it that it doesn't actually do. I cannot protect this with this, because if I play this and discard it, this will get bigger as well. So this will be 10, this will be 9.
Behold meow!
Meow.
Perfection. Join me if you want to live. Wonder at my creations. Primed and ready. I do love this audience. Safety disengaged.
The soundtrack is very good for this board, I agree.
Whatever, man. Not my fault.
Alright, let's talk about this one. So, something that someone had mentioned earlier that I'm actually starting to disagree with the more I play with it, is we were talking about the champions in the new set, and Precipic had said that they felt that Riven was the most narrow of the new champions, and honestly, the more I play with Viktor, the more I think he actually fits that criteria. Specifically, the more I play with Viktor and these augment cards, the more they feel like they're not particularly good mid-range tools, and really they're just good aggro tools. Like, it's not even that, it's actually the opposite. It's not that he's slow, it's that the types of things that, like, the augment, or that the augment, Niandroid, and Ballistic Bot are doing, they just don't really lend themselves to this more interactive, like, trying to, like, rummage through our cards type setup thing. Like, the best Viktor decks that I've played so far have basically been as an elusive or an aggressive enabler. I think that's completely wrong. Like, one, I know that Twitch chat is incapable of thinking past the game we just played, so our Viktor just got hushed, so obviously Viktor is unplayable trash because someone hushed it one time, but in general, not everybody's playing a Target deck. I think the correct takeaway is, again, that Viktor is better focused in more aggressively slanted things because these augment cards are aggressive. And also, just to, like, talk about why it's not just unplayable because of Hush. If you put Viktor in a proper deck with an aggressive slant and like Nyandroid and other elusive threats, one way to play through Hush is by overloading their Hushes with lots of things they need to Hush. So yes, when you're trying to Voltron only Viktor, Viktor's awkward and bad against Hush, but Viktor could be an enabler for lots of other things, and when you're going wide, Hush is a lot less good. So specifically, we played Viktor plus Zoe yesterday with more elusive threats and gems, and it felt very reasonable there. That more aggressively slanted Viktor shell is the better home for this in my experience so far. If there is a good control or mid-range Viktor deck, I've not played with or against it to date. All right, we're gonna do one more Runeterra deck to date before we call it a day. We're going to wrap up playing some of my favorite champion. It wouldn't be a Hoaglandia day if we didn't play some Zoe, right? I did not get a chance to try the Ashe Zoe deck yet.